Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at the worst parents in the world. We all know parents have one job. That is to be kind, loving, and look after their kids. But some parents do not perform this job very well whatsoever. Here are the worst parents in the world, and this stuff all happened over the past 2 years. Before we get into it, why not subscribe and press the notification bell too. Coming in at number 10, we have Carrot Couple. When you were a kid, I'm sure you heard the rumor if you eat enough carrots, you can see in the dark. Well, two parents decided to do a similar experiment with carrots. In 2017, two parents named Clarissa and Brett Tobiason were locked up. They're from Utah, and they were arrested because of the treatment of their 5-year-old adopted son. Not only did they not give their adopted son a bedroom, instead he was in the basement. That's right, he was locked down in the basement and had to sleep there. And apparently inside the basement was spiders and rats. Not only that, they wouldn't let him eat any food except for one kind, that is carrots. They said he had to eat a bunch of carrots every single day, and apparently they tried to make his skin turn orange by eating carrots. According to police, they actually achieved this, and their kid's skin turned orange. What's so weird is, these two look like very normal, bland parents. But behind closed doors, they were trying to make an orange carrot son. Guys, if you're ever in the store and see parents buying a bunch of carrots, call the cops, because you never know what could be going on. Luckily, these two terrible Utah parents are locked up and their kid is in a better home. Let's just hope he no longer has orange skin. Next up is Laptop Destroyer. So this one is very crazy in the world of social media we all use. Everyone uses social media, including kids. Well, one of the people who uses social media, specifically Facebook, is the 15-year-old daughter of Tommy Jordan. Tommy Jordan is from North Carolina, and apparently his 15-year-old daughter is a big troublemaker. She kept posting rude things about her parents on Facebook. But one day she took it too far when she said she was like a slave and was not paid for her household chores. So as punishment, Tommy took her laptop and shot it up. That's right, Tommy destroyed his daughter's own laptop. He even uploaded the video to Facebook for everyone to see, called Facebook Parenting for Troubled Teen. The video went viral and he was visited by Good Morning America. But pretty soon after, he was visited by Child Protection and the police. Now personally, I think he's way too strict, and I would be so angry if my parents destroyed my laptop. But many people did agree with Tommy and said that kid needed some discipline. But what do you think? Do you side with Tommy or his daughter? Next up is Sunday Stunner. So for that last one, some people did support the dad. But unless you've lost your mind, you're not going to be supporting this mom. We know it can be a struggle waking up your kids and getting them to do things. But in 2018, one lady called Sharon Dobbins took things way too far. She's from Phoenix, Arizona, and on April 1st, she wanted to wake her sons up for Easter service at church. However, they would not get out of bed, so instead, Sharon grabbed a taser and tased her sons. After this happened, her 17-year-old did wake up, but instead of going to church, she called the cops. The cops came over and found a stun gun and also 2 small bumps on the kid's leg. Sharon said she did use a stun gun, but only the noise, and didn't point it at the kids. She said she was just trying to put God first and get her kids to go to church. But police did not appreciate this at all, and instead she was arrested. Next up, we have Lion God. In June of 2018, one couple from British Columbia lost a custody battle for their 1-year-old daughter. Now, you may think that's bad, but wait until you hear what wackos these parents really are. Apparently, they were doing all kinds of weird, cultish behavior in front of their kid. So the government of British Columbia took their kid away. They then appealed this and took British Columbia to court. One of the reasons British Columbia didn't want them to have their kid is because they were using a lion figure as a god. That's right, apparently a stuffed lion was their god. And the parents and their 1-year-old daughter had to do everything the stuffed lion said. Now, you may be wondering what lawyer would represent this couple in court. Well, they actually used the stuffed lion as their lawyer. That's right, in court, they used a stuffed lion figure as their lawyer. It's no wonder they lost that custody battle, and I think these parents are wackos. I don't mean to be rude, but if you're using a stuffed lion as a god and a lawyer, there's something seriously wrong. Next up is Son Stealer. So this lady from Michigan didn't steal a son, but what she did do was pretty terrible nonetheless. She's from Michigan and her name is Casey Pruden Riviera. Years back, she sued a Texas Army hospital for not delivering her baby correctly. This caused her son to have cerebral palsy, and as part of the lawsuit, she received a $550,000 settlement check. But that was meant to go to her son, seeing as it is her son who's got this terrible thing. But instead, Casey went on a shopping spree with her son's money. She bought a home and various other expensive things. Once the state of Michigan found out about this, she was sentenced to 20 years behind bars. And not only that, she lost custody to both of her kids. They also said somehow she's gonna have to pay back the $550,000 to her son. She looks very angry in her mugshot, but really it's her kid who should be angry with her. Next up is smoker. So when you're pregnant, there's a few things you shouldn't do. Pregnancy only lasts for a few months, so it shouldn't be hard to stop doing these things. These are things like smoking and drinking and other things that are bad for your baby. But one lady named Charlie Wilcox simply did not care about this. She actually smoked over 3,500 cigarettes during her pregnancy. Now, you may think she's just a bad, irresponsible mom, but here's where things get crazy. She actually believed that smoking more cigarettes would help her baby. She said it would make her baby's lungs more strong, even though all her doctors said she was an idiot. That's like saying hitting your baby with a baseball bat makes its bones stronger. Anyway, this lady Charlie Wilcox from the UK is totally idiotic. And despite a bunch of media attention, she didn't have her baby taken away from her. After all, it's not actually against the law to smoke and be pregnant. Eventually, her baby named Poppy was born, but she was born underweight and premature. Charlie Wilcox said there's no correlation to her smoking and her baby being born with all these afflictions. She said it was totally a coincidence, but the doctor said it was because she smoked so much while pregnant. Guys, if you see someone smoking while pregnant, grab a fire extinguisher and put that cigarette out. Next up, we have dog food. So we've already seen one very weird couple who made their kids only eat carrots. Well, at least in that situation, they were eating human being food. In this situation in Maryland, things were even more crazy and it involved 3 kids. Amanda R. Wright and her girlfriend Besleen Joseph had 3 kids. They were aged 8, 9, and 10 and had terrible living conditions. These 2 ladies were really mean and evil to their 3 kids. And on many occasions, they'd given them dog food to eat instead of human being food. The crazy thing is, they didn't even own a dog, so they literally bought dog food just to give to their kids as some kind of punishment. Now, luckily, Maryland police stepped in and arrested these 2 crazy ladies. They were charged with a bunch of things, and I'm so glad they were. Luckily, they're not going to be getting their 3 kids back anytime soon. And in their mugshots, they looked pretty rough and scary, so they'll fit right in prison. Next up is oily wedding. So we know that in some places, arranged marriages are pretty common. Personally, I think arranged marriages are very wrong. Now, sometimes people arrange marriages and the daughter simply says, nah, I'm not into that guy. Now, that's not all that bad, but sometimes parents go crazy when their daughters don't want to accept their arranged marriages. Well, one day in March 2018 in San Antonio, Texas, 2 parents were arrested. The parents' names were Abdullah and Hamdia, and that is because they threw hot oil in the face of their daughter. That is because their 16-year-old daughter didn't want to get arranged marriage. They even tried to give their daughter $20,000 to have this arranged marriage. But she simply said no, so they used hot oil on her. Luckily, the FBI got involved and arrested these terrible parents. And now the 16-year-old is in CPS and not an arranged marriage. Next up is party mom. So when you become a parent, you have to get more responsible. You may like going out to nightclubs, partying and having a good time, but when you're a parent, you have to put that to rest. Or at least get a babysitter for your kids while you do it. Well, on January 1st, one mom from Texas was arrested. The mom named Denura Williams had left 5 of her kids all alone. The kids' ages ranged from 1 to 12 years old. And because it was New Year's, she wanted to go out and party. Apparently it was her birthday and she was attending a barbecue with friends. But she left 5 kids all alone in the house with the front door wide open. The kids were found wandering around outside a Walgreens a mile away from their home. The kids had barely any clothing on and no shoes. Luckily, a police chief picked up these kids before some creep did. After he found out who the mother was, he arrested her and she went to jail. Judging by her mugshot, she had quite the night of partying. But she needs to learn to get way more responsible, especially when she has 5 kids. One of her kids is 12 years old, so it's not like she's a new parent. But I guess some people are just not good parents. Check out the poll in the top right corner to vote for the worst parents on this list. I think it's the one who used a taser on her own kids. There's absolutely no excuse for that, and I think she should be locked up for a good long while. If you guys want more amazing videos, check out my second channel. There'll be a link to that on screen in a moment. But as always, thanks for watching. Check out some more videos on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.